Okay, we're live. How you doing, Miles?
Awesome, man. How you doing, Jay?
Good. Thank you. Thank you for being on this video. I really do truly appreciate you taking your time because I
Yeah,
know
man.
how busy you are. So,
My
um,
pleasure.
wow. So, I mean, I got to just start off, man. I've never connected with anybody via video before, like I had connected with you via your videos. There's just some of the way you communicated that just allowed me to really absorb the information you were giving, and
Awesome.
yeah, and I mean, so thank you for doing this.
Totally. Yeah, my pleasure. And funny thing is, I've gotten quite a few comments like that. People who they're like, I've never commented on a YouTube video ever, but something about your videos compel me to comment. And I've
Right.
found that to be surprising. And I don't know if it's the content, right? I'm trying to share maybe a little bit more than most people are willing to share, or if it's the delivery, the fact that I'm like as honest as I can about how many times I've messed up, and like I'm not trying to paint a fake picture. And
Right.
it's maybe probably some blend between the two that kind of gets that. So I'm glad it works. And it was just an experiment. I didn't really even know what to expect.
Cool, cool. I mean, yeah, I mean, so I started this is actually not, this isn't this is like the 29th day for me. So
Awesome.
yeah, so this is like the 29th day of me taking up your challenge, if you will,
Is that
which
a 29-day shadow?
exactly. You like so I call it the 30-day YouTube video. Well, I go the Miles Beckler 30-day YouTube video challenge. So
Awesome.
I've so it was pretty cool. But since then I've done a lot of research, and I don't know how your first month is, but I'm really pretty proud of what I've accomplished in the month that I've been doing this. I mean, I've got over 1,000 views, and I went from literally nobody subscribed to almost 30.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah,
And it's an interesting thing. I mean, you live in, is it Michigan?
yeah, Michigan.
But
Yep.
so you know snow, and you know how you can start with this little ball of snow, and if you roll it around in the snow long enough, it becomes like, the base to a gigantic snowman.
Right.
And it's that kind of a theory. And I think that you have the right kind of approach and the right concept. It's when people are trying to, they'll go plant a seed in their garden and then they'll water it for a day and then they want to dig it up, see if it's sprouted yet. And you're just going to kill the seed that way. The fun thing is all of the efforts you're doing now, if you keep going, they compound on each other. And that's where it gets really powerful.
Right, and that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, I won't lie. There was a couple of days where I don't want to do this anymore.
It pushes you. And I think in right around day 60, my goal was to do 90 days right at the start. And I think right around 60, 65, I hit this point where I was just like, is it worth it? I feel like I'm putting in all this energy and da-da-da. And that's where making that big commitment, I call it like throwing your hat over the fence,
Right.
Going public with that commitment. And that was kind of the accountability that got me over the hump. And I mean, the numbers that I'm seeing in the channel now are insane. Like I'm actually like blown away with what's happening, and it's easier and it's more fun for me at this point. So it gets better. The rewards get better and it gets easier. It's like working out.
Cool. Now, where did you start? How many subscribers did you actually start off with?
0. I started my channel literally with 0. No views, no videos, no subscribers. And that was in August of last year. And I've been working, so my wife's got a channel. Everything I've been doing in business up to this point has been around my wife's brand. It's our business, but she's the face and the voice. And I've always felt like I wasn't a content creator. And I finally kind of hit this point where it was like, I have to kill that belief. I have to shift that. I do nothing but talk, as you've probably noticed. Like I am a content creator. I just had never like invested the time and energy for that. And so I started from scratch, and now 7.5 months in, 200,000 views and about 7,500 subscribers. And the really interesting part is the growth rate, and the growth curve continues to grow.
Right. Now, did you do anything to actually promote, other than from telling people to subscribe? Did you do any of your Facebook ads or
No.
send out email lists or anything?
So nothing paid. I didn't have an email list either when I started. I had 300 or 400 friends connected on Facebook, most of whom don't care about internet marketing. It's family, and it's people who just don't give a shit, to be honest. So I didn't do much, and I don't push all my videos out to Facebook because I don't want to annoy people. I don't want to be, I mean, when you're doing a video a day after like day 7 of promoting them on YouTube or on Facebook, people are like, come on, dude. Like, I get it, you know? So really, no, my goal was to leverage the YouTube algorithm because there's something like 1 billion hours or 1 billion views a day on mobile on YouTube. And if you look at the numbers, the potential for traffic there is astounding. So it was kind of an experiment, and that's been this is how I learn. A lot of people will go buy a course for $97 or $297. They'll watch the course and be like, oh, I get YouTube marketing now. And I'm like, let me go ahead and spend 6 months in the trenches, and now I get YouTube marketing. And that was kind of the goal, is to see how it worked. And I don't like writing at all, so it's a little bit easier of a media for me to consistently create on.
Okay. Okay, good. All right, excellent. I mean, when I do my videos, I actually do push it out. I push them out to LinkedIn. I push them out to
Nice.
Facebook. I push it out to Twitter.
Yep.
So I just try to blanket them all.
Yeah, and I mean that's what the goal is. I think I'm not taking all of the best practices because I'm not necessarily building this as a new business. I really don't want to create a second business for myself. I really do just want to put it out there and help for the people who are seeking it out, right? And in that sense, I'm more about like creative titles, focusing it on keywords and creative description to try to get the SEO algorithm of YouTube to connect me with people who are searching for the how-to stuff. You know, more people actually, it's really interesting, more people search how-to on YouTube than they do on Google.
Really?
It's more of a how-to search engine than Google is. And that's really how I position most of my videos, is how to use the Facebook Audience Insights tool and how to use this and how to use that. And one really interesting statistic, about 30% of my traffic comes from 2 videos.
Really?
Out of 180 videos, about 1.3% of my videos creates nearly 30 or 40% of my traffic. And I bet if you went to 5, I bet 5 or 6 videos create the 80% of my traffic.
That's interesting. I know personally, I mean, I've watched your Facebook advertising videos like 4 times through, complete start to finish. And now you just added one more. You're a jerk. I just
And they're getting longer too, so it takes more of a time investment. That's why they have the 2x play. You can get me talking kind of like a chipmunk, going real fast through the ideas. But you know, and so I think that's an interesting comment, is so the Facebook videos is not something I wanted to do. And if you look at my channel, I don't think I made my first Facebook marketing video until 70 days in. I was hesitant. I mean, I'm good at it. I've spent $85,000, $90,000 on their interface. I'm cash flow positive, but there's people in this world who are like spending millions of dollars a month. And I feel like I'm still a student. But the funny thing is, those 2 most powerful videos I have are about Facebook. So I noticed that the market said your Facebook videos are winners. And that's why I've gone in and really done and doubled down and do more on the Facebook, because it's kind of like, do more of what works. Throw a bunch of stuff off against the wall, see what sticks, and go do that. So now it's keeping me, kind of forcing me to keep my game up on the Facebook stuff and keep learning new stuff and investing, which is ultimately good for my business. So it's a win-win for sure.
Cool. Now, do you have like I know you got like Jason, I can't pronounce his last name, Hornig, for your Facebook.
Yeah,
Hornig. Okay. But do you have like someone like that that's actually teaching you, or that you've been listening to in the YouTube video production, or is that just, I'm just going to do it and see what happens?
Yeah, mostly I'm just going to do it and see what happens. I have an old school kind of SEO background, so I understand it, keyword research, the basics of like title tags, descriptions, writing long content. That was something that's been ingrained in me from years back of building my business with my wife. So I brought that to the table. There is a guy, I don't know his name, and he talks about, he did a talk at VidCon, I think it was, about the YouTube algorithm. I can find that and I'll email it to you so you can put it in the show notes. And he talked about some things about the YouTube algorithm that was interesting to me. 2 tips I got from him that I'll share with you is YouTube's really interested in your session duration. So when you send out, let's say you post a tweet that says, hey, my new video's up, and someone clicks from Twitter to your video and they watch your video, obviously that's like a +1 for you because you introduced a new viewer to their website. But if that viewer goes on to watch and like binge watch like 3 hours of videos, even if they're not your videos, you get rewarded for their session duration, right? So that's one of the benefits. And then the other trick is to make a lot of little playlists. So if you go to my channel, you're only going to see about 5 playlists, but behind the scenes from the video manager, I've got over a dozen playlists now, and it'll be like 3 videos, how to spy on your competitors' ads, how to make an ad, how to publish an ad. And then when I link people from social media to my channel or from my email list to my channel, I'll send them to a playlist. So they get the video I'm explaining to them about in the link, but then it automatically has the next 2 most relevant videos populated to try to increase that session duration. Because ultimately, YouTube just wants users to binge watch and see ads and binge watch and see ads. So if you can help them accomplish that goal, so you can introduce them with your video and then you can link out at the end to 4 or 5 other people's videos that are hyper relevant.
Right.
That session goes on, you get rewarded. And that blew me away. That was kind of like oh.
Yeah. There's a guy that I've been listening to. His name's Daryl Ives. And
that's the guy. Yep. Perfect. So you know Daryl.
Okay. Yeah. I've been watching his videos, and he's a big, fat, funny guy like me. So
he's awesome.
Yeah, he is. So I've been watching a lot of his stuff, and he was saying that as well. And one thing I got from him about the playlist is like, every 7 days do a playlist. If you've been doing it like every day, 7 days later you should do a playlist. And then if you're doing it like every other day or once a week, wait a month and then do a playlist kind of
right. And don't add them to playlists right away. Kind of use that like as a way to bump them in the algo. And yeah, it's a lot of interesting stuff that I've learned from him. And the idea of you got to follow up a good video with another good video. And sometimes when I put out a mindset video, which is, I really like personal development, mindset, I'm all in on that. So when I see one of those catch good traction, I'll generally follow it up with a Facebook video. Because like I said, I know those Facebook ones get a lot of traction. So when I see a good bump, I try to get another uptick, and that's how you kind of really increase that momentum.
Right. Now, one thing I've noticed when I've been pushing out my videos out to other platforms like LinkedIn, I noticed that some videos, on YouTube, they get like no views at all. But if I put them on LinkedIn, I get like, there's one video that has over 100 views on it within just a couple of weeks, but at YouTube, it's like got 2.
So you're natively uploading that video into LinkedIn?
No, I'm putting the link for YouTube videos in LinkedIn, but I am natively doing it to Facebook.
Perfect. That makes sense. Yeah, it's interesting. And I think there's that concept of, like, I've been humbled so many times by the market. The market's the ultimate decider. It's the ultimate judge and jury, if you will. And I've had ideas that, this is my idea. It's my $1 million idea. And I go in the lab and I build it and I make it and I put it out to the world and nothing happens. It falls completely flat. And that's happened so many times that now I really trust in the process of, and I think that's the power of doing a 90-day challenge. If you do 90 or 100 videos, that's another thing Daryl Ives talks about, is there's some magic in hitting 100 videos in 100 days. But if you do 100 videos, the law of large numbers plays on your side, and you're going to have 1 or 2 that just pop. And like I haven't even done 200 videos or 200 videos. I'm at 180-ish. And out of that, really, truly, 2 of them account for over 50,000 views.
Right. So how are you taking, you've got 7,500 subscribers or so. And like just 3 days ago, it was like 5,000. It's like you went like to 2,000, like amazing. So, you are quickly becoming a guru. Let's face it. So how are you handling that in your own space?
It's interesting, right? It's like, I feel in some senses this has been my goal, is I've been behind the scenes for so long. I started building websites in the late 1990s. And I'm such a practitioner, and it's always frustrated me to see these, what I call the fake ass gurus.
Yeah.
It's always frustrated me to see people who don't have the experience, they don't have the real world experience, and they're teaching others. And oftentimes I'll go into and study what they're teaching, and they're teaching outdated tactics, and they're teaching things that could literally drive their businesses in the wrong direction. And that's been my big frustration point. So my whole kind of like theory or idea that I'm putting forward, my thesis is I'm just going to give the information, and I'm just going to give better information than they have, and I'm just going to throw it out for free, because I think there's so many people in the US, in the world, who, man, a couple of $100 extra at the end of the month would go a long way, not to mention a few $1,000 extra at the end of the month. And I really think this is an easy, low-cost way, building an internet business, to do that. So I'm just trying to put the information out there, and it's really rewarding. I mean, some of the comments I'm getting are just like they choke me up a little bit, and that's why I do it at this point. I really, we have a very successful business. I don't need the money. I'm making a little bit on affiliate stuff, but my goal is to just pull the rug out from under the fake ass gurus and really just kind of like put stuff out there. I don't have time to build a product or anything, so I'll just give it away.
There you go. Now, I mean, and I've kind of taken that same stance. To be honest, I'm not somebody who knows SEO really good. I'm not an internet marketer guy, but I've taken a lot from what they have given now, a lot, especially the free stuff, and I've applied it to my own brick and mortar business, which I own a moving business, which I think you're
right.
And I've applied a lot of that to my moving businesses, and it's really helped me set myself apart. And I think over the almost 10 years I've been in business, I've got a little bit of an expertise that I think. So that's kind of the approach I'm taking, is I'm like, okay, how can I show you how to build a business, brick and mortar business, without the limiting belief that you have to have all this money or equipment before you can get going.
Right, or an expensive website or anything. I mean, you started, correct me if I'm wrong, by literally going to the library and publishing a Craigslist ad with your phone number.
Right.
And your business was born, right? And like that initiative that you have, that's already puts you in the 1% of the population of somebody who's just going to go do something and make shit happen. Another thing I think is important is that people resonate with different people. I offend some people. I turn off some people. My style, my excitement, how quick I talk. Some people just don't vibe with me at all. Or they see me as this total internet kid and they don't think I relate to their brick and mortar business. There's so much room at the top, and it makes sense. I think there's 25,000 townships in the United States of America. So how many coffee shops are in the US? How many brick and mortar? And they're all competing for 1 to 3 spots on the top of Google. And you're going to build your own audience that's going to be a unique group of people, and they're going to resonate with you and vibe with you based on your story and their feelings of it and your communication style. And that's what's really beautiful about it, is there's space for all of us to really just go forth and be of service. And I think also paying attention to what works and what doesn't, and try to do more of what works. One byproduct is I'm getting daily comments and emails and people like, hey, can I hire you for an hour of consulting? Can I hire you? Can I buy your course? I'm like, I don't even have a course. So by giving, and I think my goal and what I'm trying to do is give everything I know for free. And when I do that, people are lining up to buy from me. And it's almost like a counterintuitive result that's happening. And I'm not doing any one-on-one consultations. I'm just telling them, like, sorry, I'm like, leave me comments. I'll answer your comments if I can. But like, it's just funny to me that here I am thinking I'm giving away the farm, right? I'm giving away the keys to the castle, and they want to hire me to take a look at their stuff. And I think there's a lot of people are scared to put out their best content. It's like, ooh, but this is my really good stuff. I need to like hide this. And I really think if we come from the place of abundance and give, that the rewards will come from places we don't even see from that kind of first step.
Right. I fully agree with you. I mean, I know that from what you've said in your videos, and I've checked out your wife's website.
Oh, nice.
I've stalked you, so I'm just being honest.
Perfect.
I know that you come from a very spiritual place, a very loving place. I mean, I'm a Christian.
Yep.
So we have a very similar viewpoint, where it's, let's give what we have. And
absolutely.
Admittedly, I am doing this for capitalistic reasons, whereas you're giving it for completely philanthropic and altruistic reasons.
You know, and I'll be honest, I just got this is the first of the month we're recording, right? It's April 1st. I've received approximately $2,000 in affiliate commissions this month from it. So I mean, it is working, and that's just based on these are the tools I'm using, these are the courses I go through. So it is working in that sense. I'm just not optimizing it for that.
Right.
And that's the thing. Could I milk a little more out of it? Absolutely. If I went and got some ClickBank products that maybe had some aggressive sales messages and maybe didn't fully deliver, but for me, I see this as such a long-term game that every recommendation I make right now, I take very seriously, because it's something that I'm more interested in long-term trust than short-term cash flow.
Cool.
And that's a difficult thing for people. You know, when you're getting started, right? Like that moment you're writing that first Craigslist ad, you're like, damn, I need to make me some money, right? You are not thinking, I need to be of service to people in my community. No, it's like when the pain is there of not having enough and like your next rent check or how am I going to make money to go to the grocery store? Like when my wife and I first started the Angel website, we literally, so we ran through PayPal and we had a PayPal credit card. I'm sure you're probably familiar with it.
Yep.
Like a sale would go through and we were like, cool, we can now go buy groceries. Like literally, we didn't even have grocery money. And one sale would come in and it was like, cool, we'd walk to the store because we sold our car. I sold 2 cars going all in on my business, thinking I knew and thinking I could make it work. And I was just preemptive on quitting my job. And literally to the point of like sale comes in, go buy fruits and vegetables. Okay, come home, keep working. A sale came through. Let's go buy more fruits and vegetables.
Trust me, I know what that hand to mouth, because I don't make thousands of dollars. At least when I first started my moving business, it was like I'm talking maybe $100, $200 if I got lucky.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing jobs where I'm moving 5-bedroom homes across the country for $20,000-$30,000. So
wow. That's a pretty good ticket item. And you have a warehouse now too, so you do some storage solutions, which has like recurring cash flow, I'm assuming.
A little bit. I mean, it's not paying the bills, but it's a little bit of something. It's better than nothing.
Right. No, it's good. I mean, you've adapted your way into this and you started with, I'm just going to hustle this up and do whatever I can. And I mean, follow that path. And like most people, like they want the end result. They say they want it. They look at Instagram, they see the pictures of the watches and the pretty girls and the Lamborghinis. And they're like, I want that lifestyle. And then when they realize it's like 10 years of ridiculous amounts of work and giving up your Fridays and Saturdays and giving up happy hour and working, not many people are willing to do what it takes. And that's why I'm so comfortable putting out all the secrets, because I know most people just aren't going to take action on it.
And I think that's the key. I mean, and that's one reason why, because I've been homeless. I know what it's like to eat government cheese. I know what it's like to have to tape your shoes together with duct tape. And I come from a very, very poor family when I was young. And I can't fathom these people that are always complaining. It's like, get up off your ass and get out there and work.
Where I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, we were like a blue collar family, and the Bay Area is a tough place to be a blue collar family. So we were definitely from the other side of the tracks. And I always observed the immigrant families, high immigrant population. They always bought corner liquor stores. They always bought laundromats. They bought the little burger joints, right? Those little burger joints ended up being run by Chinese families and Indian families. And my family always committed to the corporate world. And my dad ended up getting laid off just before his full retirement because they didn't want to pay him full vesting. And that was kind of my aha moment of like, got to create our own reality. And I think that people who have to earn it and have to figure it out, there's like this hunger. And a lot of immigrant families have that. And a lot of people who go through, being raised from kind of the other side of the tracks and going through these challenging times in life, that can spark a fire. And it can actually be like the biggest benefit in someone's life, even though in the moment it feels like, why me? Like, oh, this is really heavy. But if it sparks that fire, there's nothing more powerful than the emotion of disgust. When we get disgusted with where we're at, that's when things change.
Right. And when you're a fat guy like me, you don't get in the way of a fat guy when he's hungry. So
I like it.
All right. So I know we've been on for a while. Do you got a couple more minutes you can spare?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy, man.
Okay, great. Just gonna ask some rapid fire questions at the top of my head.
Cool.
All right.
Lightning round.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I got this idea from another video influencer. I didn't prepare any questions, so forgive me.
No worries.
But name the biggest guru that you listen to.
Ooh, okay, biggest Jay Abraham.
Okay.
Jay Abraham, and he's got a free list. He gives so much away. He came up with the idea of preeminence, and he's not that much of an internet marketer. He's kind of old, a little more old school. He's direct mail. He's from like the 70s and 80s. The way he looks at business and the way he looks at opportunity is like seriously next level. Frank Kern's pretty high on the list. Eben Pagan's pretty high on the list. Jason Hornung, but like Jay Abraham's like that dude's made $500 billion for his clients in his lifetime.
Cool, very good. What's the top 5 business books that you read or you have that's like vital in your life?
Yeah, one that didn't make my top 10 list I did was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. That was a really powerful book for me. Influenced by Robert Cialdini, and understanding like psychology behavior is super powerful. Great Leads by Michael Masterson. The 6 ways to start any sales message is a really powerful concept for me. Seth Godin's got to hit the list. I'll say The Icarus Deception by Seth Godin, which is don't fly too high, but don't fly too low. Is that 4?
Yeah. One more.
One more. I could do this. Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz, book in the 1940s. If you look it up on Amazon right now, it's $1,800 for that book. There's a PDF. Yeah, well, it's all used. They stopped publishing it in the 80s, so it's these used ones bouncing around, and it's probably like the biggest playbook for marketing there is. I like old books. I like the books from the 1920s, 30s, and 40s because I don't think human behavior has changed. Like. Right. This media we're communicating through, like this is fucking magic for sure. But like the psychology and human behavior hasn't changed. So we just need to apply all that kind of like psychological stuff into these new media that's coming out, and magic happens.
Cool. Great. Yeah, you can see all the books behind me.
A student.
There you go. And
I like it.
I read most of them.
Nice.
So. All right. So what's the one country that you want to go to that you haven't visited yet?
That I want to go to that I haven't been to yet. The British Virgin Islands, is that considered like Great Britain though? Because I've been to Great Britain.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Does that count? I want to go to the British Virgin Islands for some reason. I don't know. They just seem beautiful.
So you want to hit the Caribbean then?
Yeah, warm water. It's been raining for 2 weeks straight up here. I'm in Oregon temporarily, and I'm just dreaming of blue skies and warm ocean water right now.
Cool. All right. So who does the cooking, you or Melanie?
It depends on the meal. I'm more of the breakfast guy, and she's much more of the dinner gal. But I can make a mean tofu scramble, and my breakfast potatoes are on point.
Good. Vegan or meat eater?
Vegetarian for sure. Haven't eaten meat in a couple of years. I lean towards vegan, but it's with how much we travel, it's impossible to commit to full vegan because there's butter or cream in everything. And I eat a lot of Indian food because like Indians are vegetarian and like cows are sacred and all that interesting stuff. So there's always cream and butter in Indian food. And yeah, so just vegetarian, kind of in between the two.
Cool. Sports car or SUV?
Well, oh Lordy. So I got a Rubicon Jeep, right? So I got about the most off-road vehicle that you can have, but I dream of a drift car. So I love racing and I do love cars. So at some point, both, but I would need to get a house and a garage before that happens.
Cool. Action movie or chick flick?
Action movie all the way. But I do honestly watch a lot of chick flicks because Melanie chooses quite a bit.
Cool. Marvel or DC?
Marvel. Pretty big Marvel fan.
Good. All right, good. I'm a big Marvel fan too. I mean, Spider-Man when I was growing up was the kid I listened to. Being the kid that was bullied, Spider-Man was the bullied kid. So guess who I was?
There it is. And the way they're bringing the storylines together in the movie, like, man, to see what he created and to see it all come to life on the big screen, and how they're intertwining the different movies and stories, it's actually a great lesson in storytelling, right? And I mean, as marketers, stories are what really work. And there's
Exactly.
there's some powerful stuff in there about that.
They keep it going. You know, you want to know the next one. You want to wait until after the credits to see the end scene.
Yep. Opening the loops, closing the loops in the next video, they leave it open so your brain can't turn off. Your brain's just mulling on it, and then the next one hits theaters and you're there opening night because you have this open loop that you have to close. They close it, but then they open another one at the end of that movie and you're hooked to go see the one after that.
Cool. Now, I won't take this wrong, or I won't be offended anyway, but
Sure.
Have you seen any of my videos at all?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Good.
I even asked you specifically to make one. You're like,
That's
what
right,
kind of videos you want? And I was like, what? This one. And I definitely went in and watched it for sure.
Cool. So if you were to give me brutal, tough love advice,
Sure.
what would you say I should improve?
Get in and get to the point quick.
Okay.
Right. Like sometimes you kind of use the comedy and fun. And I think it's like a nervous icebreaker moment. And I think that people on YouTube are like, our attention spans are so short. We want the meat and potatoes fast. Right. We're in a fast food society. We want everything fast. And I think the faster you can get to something that's going to get them oh, okay, I see where this is going, the quicker. And that's one thing I've always tried to kind of strive to in my videos. And I noticed, like, you don't have any intros on your videos, or maybe you have recently. I haven't seen those. Yeah. And that's the other side. So like, I think some people put these long drawn out fancy intros to make this kind of a globally helpful comment. And I don't think those serve much of a purpose at all. There's studies now. Microsoft did a study recently. The average attention span is 8 seconds. And that is less than the attention span of a goldfish. You can Google this, Microsoft attention span goldfish. Yeah. And that's where we're at. And see, that's the thing is YouTube's algorithm is watching. And if you can hook them in the first 8 seconds, the odds of them watching 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes goes way up. If you miss them in those first 8 seconds, they're gone. They're on to a next video. So I think those first 8 seconds are about 10 times more important than most people realize.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of the video influencers that I've watched, like Daryl Ives and Schmoyer, Tim Schmoyer, and a couple of the other, they say that very same thing.
And Daryl, I really appreciate his, because he has intros, but he doesn't play his video intro until he personally comes in and intros the video. So he comes in as a talking head. He'll talk for 30 seconds to a minute, set up the stage, kind of give you a preview of what you're going to understand, kind of like plant that seed of like, you want what you're about to get. Boom. Then he cuts to his intro to get the branding side of things in, and then he's back into the meat and potatoes. And I really respect that. I just don't have time to put something like that together. But it's like, it's that, like, you get the nibble on the hook first and then you go, right? Like, it's like you just kind of give them a little flavor of what's coming, and then they're like, okay, I'm going to stick around for this one.
Cool. All right. I really love the time that you've taken with me, and I really appreciate it. So I'm going to give you the last couple minutes, and just give us the best nuggets you can, that some you haven't shared with us yet.
All right. I think people underestimate what they can do in 5 years, and I think we all overestimate what we can do in 1 year. And this game of patience is weird. We have to have patience on a very long-term scale. Like, building a channel is something, like, literally, I'm 8 months in, and I still think I'm on a 3-year plan. And I'm not really even going to start looking at my results until year 3, which means I have 2 years and 5 months of hard work ahead of me. And I'm okay with that, because I understand at that point, I'm going to have another potentially $1 million business in my company. And that's all going to be just from the reach and from me giving. And I trust that. Then the flip coin of this patience is we have to be impatient every day. And we have to be so aggressively impatient I have to get this video out first thing, because it's easy to let that just go and to not think and like, I'll do it later. I'll have lunch first. I'll have this. And then all of a sudden it's like 4:30 in the afternoon. You're tired. You don't have any willpower, and you have to get a video out for the day. So it's like, we need to use impatience to our advantage on a small scale, on a day-to-day scale, while imploring patience on a big scale for things long-term. And I really think one of the ways to shift to that is to get out of what's in it for me and turn it around to how can I be of service? you know, and that's the, like, a lot of the values I think that we have that are overlapping are in that place of how can I best be of service. And that's why when I see my Facebook videos going crazy and I'm like, man, like, I really didn't want to do that. Like, literally, I had so many people asking me for comments. I was like, finally, I did one, it worked. I did another, it worked. It's like, oh Lordy, here we go. But I do get it more than most people, so I'm going to put it out there. And it's, you know, I look up to these people who do things that I can't even imagine in Facebook ads, but yet there's so many people who I can still help. And no one wants to necessarily follow someone. Like, if you're teaching guitar lessons, or if you're going to go learn guitar, you don't want to go learn from the best guitarist in the world. You're going to see him solo and you're going to think, holy cow, I could never do that. But if it's some kid down the block who's just a little better than you, you feel like you can catch up to him. So it's actually better for us to be teaching people when we're going through the process, like I am and like you are, than it is to be, I'm the guru on the mountain. You know, it's a totally different experience for the end user. And that's the whole goal is how can I help them? And it might take me 3 years to build it out. That's cool. And I need to be aggressive each day that I'm putting something out to do my best. And write really long descriptions.
Very good advice. Thank you very much. Really
Cool,
appreciate
man.
that. Hopefully we can do this again sometime.
Yeah. I have a question for you. Are you going to keep going? Are you going to hit the 90-day challenge? Are you going to hit 100 videos in 100 days?
You know, that is my goal, actually.
Cool.
There's actually another lady, her name's Amy Schmidtauer, and she just basically started this. She has a website called Sexy Savvy Social, and she's doing a vlog every day in April. So I'm doing that challenge as well as your challenge. So
cool. Like lifestyle vlogs, like just kind of showing where you're at and what you're doing.
Yes, but they could be tutorial too.
Yep. You can have teaching in there. I think it's good. And the idea of a channel having different shows on it, I think it's really powerful. And to have some vlog stuff and some talking head teaching stuff, it's really powerful to mix in. And if I could implore you to throw your hat over the fence and get to that 100 videos in 100 days, you're going to look back at these numbers you're seeing that excite you now, and you're going to see those are like your daily numbers.
Cool.
Right. And it's amazing.
Good. Excellent. Well, thank you so much. You got any other questions for me before I can leave?
No, man, that's it. I'm subscribed. I'm happy to keep checking out what you got going on. I enjoy it.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate your time. I wish you the best of luck in your endeavors, and God bless.
Man. All right. We'll be back. Touch in with me again soon.
Okay, great. Bye-bye.
Be well.